this segment of the Word tutorial, we're going to get started with a new document in Word. As you open Word and select New Document or a blank document, we have this blinking cursor. Typically, you'll be in the Home tab by default. At this point, we can start typing. As you type, the system will proceed to the next line automatically. Also, by default, the spacing will be single-spaced. To start a new paragraph, you simply hit the Enter key on the keyboard and then start a new paragraph. To format this first section, we can either hold down the mouse and then select that section, and then press bold to make it bold. To change the font to make it larger, we can click on the drop down to the font and then select, let's say, 16. Or you can use this increase font and decrease font size option next to the number. That will make the font larger. The other option to select this text is to double click in front of the line. So double tap. Now to select this whole line, we can move the mouse outside of the text area when it changes to an arrow, and then click once, and that will select the whole line of text. And then we can make additional adjustments if necessary. Notice in the font section, we have these additional tools as well. And if you hold the mouse on any of these icons, it gives you a description of what that icon does. In my case, if I wanted to change the font color, click on the drop down for the font color, click on the font color drop down, and then select a new color, and the font has been applied. Single clicking outside of the paragraph selects only one line of text. If you want to select the whole paragraph, you either hold down the mouse and select the whole paragraph similar to this, or double-click outside of the paragraph, and that will select the whole paragraph. And then adjust using the icons under the font section. To select the whole document, you can triple-click outside of the text area, and that will select the whole text, or you can press the Command key and then A, and that will select all the text in your document. In the case where you have multiple items that you need to list, you can select this section, and you can start from the bottom or from the top down. Then you can use these bulleted lists. If you click on the drop down of each bullet list, then you can select the option that you prefer. If you do not like the current bulleted list, you can select a different one or use one of those numbering options from here. To the right of this, you also have the various outlines. So if your document requires certain sequences and levels in the layout of the document, this is where you can use the list options. Notice at the very top you have this autosave, home, save, and these little icons. Those particular icons, that's the quick access toolbar. This includes options that are quickly accessible to you. So a function or something that you constantly do or that you regularly use, you can put that in the quick access toolbar area. Now, to undo something that you just did, you can either use the undo button here on the top left, and if you click on the drop down, it also includes a listing of components or tasks that you performed recently, and you can go to that point in time and it will revert the document to that particular point, undoing it to that stage. So for now, I'm just going to do a quick undo to reveal these bulleted lists. So again, you can use any of these options here in the lists segment of the home toolbar. As I mentioned earlier, text is going to be single-spaced. And in the case where you need the text to be double-spaced or more than one space, go to the top of the document and then change it to double spaced. In the case where you want to modify the spacing for only a specific section, select the section first and then click on the line and paragraph spacing and change it to however many lines of spacing you prefer. So in this case, this is what it will look like at double spaced. On the ribbon in Microsoft Word, you typically have a little icon to the bottom of each section, which allows you to further modify the properties related to that section. So if it's in the font section, you have a drop-down listing of additional features and functions related to that particular section from a separate menu. Another difference between Word for Mac OS and the version for a PC is that whenever you select a section of text in Microsoft Word, typically you'll get a little toolbar that shows up right above the selected text that will display the variety of options that are available related to what you are doing. So it's another quick access toolbar, not having to reach to the icons on the top. However, that option is not available on the Mac. To display hidden characters in a document, click on Show or Hide, and that will display wherever there is a space, there is this little dot, and wherever you hit Enter or the return key on your keyboard, this is where the paragraph mark is. This tool can be very helpful if you are trying to troubleshoot formatting issues in how the document displays and what's happening behind the scenes. To turn off the hidden character option, you click on it again on the icon for Show or Hide, and that will clear it out. When formatting a document, you can also use what's called styles and headings. So in this case, let's say I select the heading area for this document. So you select the specific section of text, typically a heading, and then come here to the heading and tap on heading 1, or click to navigate to the various other style options. So you can select an existing heading style by clicking on title, and it will further adjust it basically to what that title's properties. To make additional changes to this, you can indent it to the center by using the indentation options, or if you prefer to have it in one line, again, you can adjust the sizing of that using these tools here on the left. Now, one of the differences between Word for Mac OS and Word for Windows is that whenever you hold the mouse on any of these styles in Windows, it's going to give you a preview. It's going to auto-update the text automatically. So it's the live preview. On a Mac, it does not do that particular function. Now, to the right, we also have the Styles pane. This gives you a preview of what the different styles, so you can kind of get a preview of what the style definitions are for the document, and then you can apply them as needed by simply clicking on it. This option is simply listing the set of tools at your disposal as you are formatting text in your document. Another common concept that it would be helpful to know when using Microsoft Word is the concept of copying and pasting. Let's say we want this section or this paragraph in another area. So I'm going to double click to select the whole paragraph, select a bunch of text, and then click here on copy, the icon for copy on the left, and then go elsewhere in your document, and then click on paste. And then the system will paste the text, so you're reusing a specific section in another area. The other option is to select a bunch of text, and let's say we want to move it to a different area in the document. In this case, we are going to use the cut functionality, and then we are going to paste it in a different section of the document. To do that, we select the text, And you can also use keyboard shortcuts. So Command C is to copy something, Command V is to paste it, and in our case, we are going to cut this. So to cut it, I can click here on the cut icon, or I can press on the keyboard Command X, and it will remove it from the location here. And then we can go to another area in our document, free up some space, and then paste it. You can use the paste icon from here, or press the Command V option and it will paste it. Now notice when pasting something, you also have the paste options where you can keep the source formatting or match the destination formatting. This is helpful if you're copying between two different documents or to paste it as text only. These options will typically be available from the drop-down here as well. To save the document, you can do it a couple ways. There is the option for save on the quick access toolbar, or click on File and then choose Save, or use the option for Command S. So we'll press Save and then we'll select where we want to save the document. You pick the location and then give it a title, and then press Save. In the case where you're reusing an existing document and you want to retain the original copy of that document, use the option for Save As. The Save As option, it's not going to be one of those icons from here unless you put an icon in there, but it'll be under File and then select Save As. In this case, you're preserving the original document, and now you're making an additional copy of the document. To print the document, because this is a very basic component, to print this document, you can use the print icon from here, from the quick access toolbar, or you can press Command P. It'll bring up the dialog box for printing. Or you can click on File and then select Print, and that'll do the same as well. In this case, you simply press Print and then you're done. Now, once you're done with the document, and then we quit Microsoft Word, now we want to go back to open the document again. We go back to the Launchpad and we locate Microsoft Word, and typically it will be listed here under Recents. So here's my copy of recent documents, and if I want it to be pinned, to open it in this case, I can simply click here on the file and then double click to open it. To pin it so that it will open all the time for the future in this Pin tab, I can select here to this icon, Pin, and then it will show up under the pinned documents. Open it, double click on it, and we are back to the document. To quit Microsoft Word, you'd click here on Word and then select Quit Word. Otherwise, it'll be running behind the scenes on your Mac system. To open the document, once you get to the Home tab, let's say you don't know where the document is stored, you can also go under Open and then go under My Mac or wherever the location is for that particular document. So whether it's on a network, or in my case, I had saved it under Word for Mac, then press Open, and there it is. So these are just some of the very basic concepts related to Microsoft Word for Mac OS. So stay tuned for the other modules on more advanced functionality in becoming proficient in Microsoft Word.